Themistocles, the early years and rise to power. Themistocles was born in the immigrant district of Athens, a place far from the grandeur of the city's elite. His family was not of noble lineage, but this did not deter the young Themistocles. From an early age, he displayed a sharp intellect and an unyielding ambition. As Athens began to embrace the ideals of democracy, Themistocles saw an opportunity. He moved to the commercial suburb of Athens, a bustling hub of trade and commerce. Here, he mingled with the commoners, understanding their hopes and aspirations. This connection with the masses would serve him well in the years to come. Themistocles soon became one of Athens' first lawyers. His eloquence and understanding of the law made him a popular figure in the city's courts. But his vision for Athens extended far beyond the courtroom. He recognized the potential of the Piraeus port. To him, this was not just a gateway for trade but a strategic asset. Themistocles believed that a fortified Piraeus could shield Athens from naval threats. His foresight was commendable, as the looming Persian threat would soon test the mettle of the Athenians. The Persian shadow, and the dawn of conflict. The Persian Empire, vast and powerful, cast a long shadow over the Greek city-states. Their ambition for expansion was no secret, and Greece was in their sights. The First Greco-Persian War had already given the Greeks a taste of the Persian might. But it was the looming threat of King Xerxes and his massive army that truly put Greek resilience to the test. The Battle of Marathon was a testament to this resilience. Against overwhelming odds, the Greeks managed to repel the Persian invaders. But this victory was just the beginning. Xerxes, determined to avenge the defeat, marshaled an even larger force. The narrow pass of Thermopylae became the stage for one of history's most iconic battles. Here, King Leonidas of Sparta, along with a small band of Greek warriors, made a valiant stand. Themistocles, ever the strategist, knew that this was but a diversion. His real plan was unfolding elsewhere. While the Spartans held the line at Thermopylae, Themistocles prepared for a naval confrontation. He understood that the true strength of the Persian Empire lay in its vast navy. To counter this, he sought to use the terrain to his advantage. The narrow straits and channels would be the key. The naval chessboard, strategy and deception. The waters of the Aegean became the next battleground. Themistocles, recognizing the importance of naval warfare, took charge of the Athenian fleet. He knew that a direct confrontation with the massive Persian navy would be suicidal. Instead, he relied on strategy, terrain, and deception. The Battle of Artemisium was the first major naval clash. In the midst of a raging storm, 270 Greek ships faced off against 800 Persian vessels. For 3 days, the two navies clashed, with neither side gaining a clear advantage. But the Greeks, despite being outnumbered, managed to inflict significant damage on the Persian fleet. Themistocles, however, was not content with a stalemate. He devised a plan to lure the Persian navy into a trap. Using misinformation, he sent a message to King Xerxes, sowing discord and confusion. The bait was set, and the Persians took it. The Straits of Salamis became the chosen battleground. Themistocles' strategy was to use the narrow straits to negate the Persian numerical advantage. As the Persian fleet entered the straits, they found themselves outmaneuvered and surrounded. The Greeks, led by the Spartans and inspired by their earlier stand at Thermopylae, launched a ferocious attack. In the ensuing battle, the Greek navy, against all odds, achieved a decisive victory. Aftermath and the changing tides of war. The victory at Salamis was a turning point in the Greco-Persian Wars. The once invincible Persian navy had been dealt a crippling blow. But the war was far from over. King Xerxes, though shaken by the defeat, was not ready to give up. The Persian army, still vast and formidable, continued its march. City after city fell to the Persians, with Athens itself being abandoned and subsequently sacked. The Greeks, however, were not disheartened. They rallied their forces, preparing for the next major confrontation. Themistocles, ever the strategist, recognized the importance of defending the Isthmus of Corinth. A fortified isthmus would prevent the Persian army from advancing into the Peloponnese. While the land defenses were being set up, the Greek navy took up positions in the Gulf of Saronic, ready to counter any Persian naval maneuvers. The stage was set for another major clash. But Themistocles had another card up his sleeve. Using his skills in diplomacy and deception, he sought to sow discord within the Persian ranks. His campaign of misinformation, coupled with the Greek military preparations, kept the Persians on their toes. As the two sides squared off, the fate of Greece hung in the balance. The ensuing battles would determine the future of the region and shape the course of history. The final confrontations and the end of the Second Greco-Persian War. The Persians, under the leadership of Xerxes' cousin Mardonius, were eager to erase the stain of their naval defeat. They assembled a force, still superior in numbers, and marched towards the Greeks. But Mardonius, for all his might, had a flaw: impulsiveness. This would prove to be his undoing. The two armies met at Plataea. The Greeks, numbering around 38,000, faced off against a Persian force of approximately 75,000. The battle was fierce, with both sides suffering heavy casualties. But a critical moment came when Mardonius was killed in the fray. His death demoralized the Persian troops, leading to their eventual defeat. The Greeks had won a decisive victory on land. Simultaneously, the remnants of the Persian navy faced another challenge. The Greek fleet, led by the Spartan king Leotychides, successor of Leonidas, sailed to the island of Samos. The Persians, wary of another direct confrontation, anchored their ships near Mount Mycale. But the Greeks were relentless. They attacked the Persian camp, and with the help of defectors from the Ionian Greek contingents in the Persian ranks, achieved another resounding victory. The twin victories at Plataea and Mycale marked the end of the Second Greco-Persian War. The Persian threat had been repelled, and Greece emerged stronger and more united than ever. Themistocles, legacy and downfall. In the wake of the war, Themistocles' influence in Athens grew. He spearheaded the rebuilding of the city's walls and further fortified the Piraeus port. But with power came envy and opposition. His political maneuvers, especially his attempts to ensure Athenian naval supremacy, drew the ire of many, including his old rival Aristides. Themistocles' ambitions and certain acts of hubris, like building a shrine to commemorate his role in the war, led to his eventual ostracism from Athens. The very city he had helped save turned its back on him. His fall from grace was further exacerbated when the Spartans accused him of treason. Fleeing from his enemies, Themistocles sought refuge in an unlikely place, Persia. In a twist of fate, he found himself under the protection of King Artaxerxes, the son of his old adversary Xerxes. Themistocles was made a governor and lived out his days in relative peace in the Persian Empire. His life serves as a poignant reminder of the fickle nature of power and politics. A hero in war, yet a victim of his own ambitions in peace. Conclusion: the echoes of Themistocles' legacy. The tale of Themistocles is one of brilliance, ambition, and the unpredictable tides of fortune. From his humble beginnings in the immigrant district of Athens to his rise as one of the city's most influential leaders, his journey was nothing short of remarkable. His strategic genius during the Greco-Persian Wars not only ensured the survival of Greek civilization but also laid the foundation for Athens' golden age. Yet, like many great figures in history, Themistocles was not immune to the pitfalls of power. His very strengths, ambition, cunning, and political acumen, eventually became the sources of his downfall. Ostracized from the city he loved and served, he found refuge in the heart of the empire he once resisted. It's a testament to his adaptability and resilience. Themistocles' life serves as a powerful lesson. It reminds us that history often remembers not just our achievements, but also our character and the choices we make. His legacy, however, remains undeniable. The fortified walls of Athens, the bustling port of Piraeus, and the tales of naval victories against overwhelming odds, all bear the indelible mark of Themistocles. As the annals of history unfold, the story of Themistocles stands as a beacon, illuminating the complexities of leadership, the challenges of statecraft, and the eternal dance between triumph and tragedy. It's a story that resonates across the ages, reminding us of the fragile balance between greatness and hubris, and the enduring impact of one man's vision on the course of history.